Alright guys, so as you can see, the Dakota has pretty well got a complete makeover here. Still tinkering on things, but I got these tires pretty cheap. They're a little over 35 inches tall on a metric setup, so I don't know if you call that a 35 or a 36 inch tire. They're pretty tall. They're taller than the 35s on my Jeep. At least those measure about just over 34 inches tall, so I say you could probably call those a 36. But anyway, I did have to go with these 18-inch rims to fit them on there, so picked up a couple of stock, I think these are like a 2010 Dodge 3/4 ton or 1 ton wheel, and I'm not 100% sure I love the wheels, and it is a way different look. I mean, these things are super skinny compared to what I had on there before. I did put a little bit of a wheel spacer on there and extended lug nuts or lug bolts. Kind of a fun fact, the dually studs are about 1 inch longer than the factory ones, and they fit all the way around. So I put a 1/2 inch wheel spacer in and didn't have many threads left, and so I was doing a little research on if I could make that work. And yeah, the dually studs fix you up perfect to where you can not be messing around with 2 different sets of lug nuts and the inside ones getting loose and everything. This, I feel pretty comfortable with this because it's all clamping down on the same stud. But anyway, yeah, this thing looks pretty good from a distance. I've got a couple of pictures here of kind of the progress on what I did to the truck as I went. Yeah, I'll just show you those here quick. And this paint is pretty interesting. It's kind of like a Raptor liner, but there's some texture to it. And actually, you can kind of pick and choose how much texture you put on it. I put quite a bit more up here on the bed rails. You can see that. But anyway, it's called a Tough Coat 1-part application. So I'm not sure how it'll hold up, but I don't know if you guys have been watching. This thing's got a pretty rough body. I mean, I did some body work to try to get some of it out, but most of the doors were all smashed up, and the box has got quite a bit of rust in it. There was a rust hole in this fender, and just been debating how much work I really wanted to put into it. There were some dents on this fender. In the right lighting you can still kind of see it, but this stuff is actually thick enough. You can really start to cover stuff. This back corner here was just completely smashed. It looked like hamburger, and I smoothed it out as best I could with some Bondo. And I'm not gonna claim to be a body guy at all. You can, like I say, in the right lighting, there's some pretty bad spots still, but this texture really was able to let me hide a lot of stuff. And I've still been debating what to do with this bumper. Everybody thinks I've got a body lift on this thing. It's actually sitting on the stock body mounts. But they had a weird thick bumper here, and this thing's actually for like a Jeep Cherokee. But the deal is, the frame is all held together right here by a cross plate. Let's see, I'm probably too close here. There's a cross plate going across there because all the independent suspension stuff is cut out. And anyway, I can't go up any higher with this bumper. It's already sitting at the bottom of the frame. So it's just not the right bumper, and I thought about trying to modify it, and I don't know, maybe I'll try put some something in there to finish it up to the headlights, but I did see there's a company making full bumpers for this thing now, so that might be worth the work, or I guess worth the money to save the work. But anyway, I just wanted to give you guys a quick update on this thing because it is looking completely different than it did. I'm not going to say I recommend this paint for anything. It's pretty hard to get the texture even, and I don't know about the one part application if it's going to hold up or not, so we'll have to see. But it did come out pretty good, and it was so bad, this thing was so bad before that it it didn't take much to improve it. So anyway, I didn't have a whole lot to update on with it other than it's looking a lot better now. Definitely enjoying being seen in it, at least. But yeah, those wheels and tires are definitely a different look than it was before. We'll see if they grow on me or not, but for now they should give me a little better fuel mileage, and they did drop the RPMs a little. I'm at about 2,700 RPM at 70, and this thing does need to downshift even at that. The EGTs start to get pretty high when I'm pulling my big hills out here in Wyoming, but I can downshift to third and be about 3,400 RPM, 34, 35 I think. It just depends. Usually I slow down a little too, or I have already slowed down, so it works pretty well. Again, it's a pretty small engine for a pretty big truck, but overall very pleased with how this thing has come out. And I've always said this thing's just our beater hunting rig, but it is looking pretty good at this point. I may have to turn this into more of a daily all-around vehicle. Now we'll see. Again, I have yet to see below 20 mpg. I pushed it really hard, I guess. I'm usually getting a little over 21, but I pushed it pretty significantly harder. But a lot of my driving is highway anyway, so I don't have city driving per se, but I got it down to like 19.7 on one tank. But other than that, it has been over 20 miles a gallon, and cruising around in this big of a rig, getting that kind of mileage definitely makes it worth the work. So haven't had a whole lot of issues since I got the gearing put in, and it's definitely riding a lot smoother with these new tires. So just gonna put some miles on it, and I'll keep you guys posted on how it does. But it's definitely turning out probably even better than I expected. So thanks for watching.